Hey, what's up? So in this video I want to show you a list of the top books I've read to reach 7.5k a month, and I've already shared the must reads only in this book. So, a disclaimer, don't read a book per week. I don't recommend that. In the past, to avoid doing the actual work which would land me clients, I was reading a lot of books, 2 to 3 per week, and I was also consuming hours of content each day. I thought I was being productive, but I wasn't. This came from landing actual clients, and I wasn't making money. So reading books isn't something you want to do all the time, not to say the least. It's not one of the 80-20 activities that's gonna... So 80-20, in case you don't already know, is that 20% of the activities that are gonna move the 80%, that are gonna get the 80% of the results. Okay, so reading books is something I do in my spare time only from now on, and for the past couple of months. So I do it either for pure entertainment or learning reasons. Most times I listen to audiobooks when walking or eating. So the first book is, of course, Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. I had a really poor mindset when I started as a copywriter. I didn't believe in myself. I never thought it was possible for me to succeed as a copywriter. And maybe you're thinking about it too. Because of that, I was sabotaging myself subconsciously. Because here's the thing, man. When you believe something, okay, when you believe something to be true, okay, that you'll never make money with copywriting, you subconsciously take all the actions required for you to do that, for you to fail. Okay, Napoleon Hill says, a thought is turned to an action, a thought is turned to a feeling, which is then turned into an action. So this book will show you how to rewire your brain for copywriting success. At least it did for me. So the second book is Outwitting the Devil. This is another book by Napoleon Hill. It talks about all the bad habits that people fall into and the bad thoughts / fears they have keeping them from succeeding. The book shows you how to overcome all your inherent fears. It talks about drifters, and I don't remember how he mentioned the other people. Haven't read that in a while. Maybe I should again, because it's an amazing book. But it talks about all the fears that people have that keeps them from succeeding. I think it was being broke and a lot. I highly recommend this book. I highly recommend this. So how to win friends and influence people. You've probably seen this somewhere. So most people suck at communicating with other people. That's the truth. The same goes for copywriters trying to communicate their value with clients. This book has helped me with writing copy, with calls, with sales calls, and it has paid dividends in my personal life too. 99.9% of people are not using the principle inside this book. So by implementing the strategies inside, we can easily get ahead of those people. Of 99% of people. Like if you got ahead of 99% of people, doesn't that mean you're gonna make more money than 99% of people? So once you see this stuff inside you, you won't be able to unsee it, and it's gonna stay with you forever. It's gonna stay with you forever. But I think it's good. Couldn't recommend this book more. I've read it 3 or 4, maybe more times. And I also have notes that I go to and I read them every now and then, just to refresh things in my mind, because you forget about this sometimes. So Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. This is by far one of the highest ROI books I've ever read. Not only will you learn all the principles to sell with copywriting, but it will also help you on sales calls. This book will show you the 7 principles of influence to make somebody want to take action. And you can use this in sales, in personal life, whatever. You can use this everywhere. In copywriting, it's the best book. It's one of the best books ever. So Psycho-Cybernetics. We're getting deep here. Most people don't know these books. So this book was written by a plastic surgeon. He realized that as he was performing surgery on people's faces and bodies, the patients didn't feel like they had changed, even though the surgery had happened. So some of the patients might have had a large scar on their face, others were obese, and whatever you can think of actually. The weird part was that even though the surgery had happened and their whole bodies changed, majority of them still believed themselves as they were in the past. So even though they did the surgery and they weren't obese, for example, they still felt like they were obese. And it's because even though their body had changed, their self-image hadn't. Their self-image hadn't changed. So they still viewed themselves as these obese people and with a scar on their face. That's crazy. That's crazy. So these books, and I had some of those limiting beliefs. Not these exact ones. I didn't feel like I was obese, of course, or something. But I had some limiting beliefs that I had to overcome, and I haven't yet. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. No matter what they try to show you out there online, nobody's perfect. We're all fighting our demons every single day. So yeah. 40 Laws of Power. How to keep my favorite book for last. Some people call this the most evil book out there, but is it? I don't think so. It shows you how to become powerful enough to achieve all your goals in life. It shows you how to demand power. It shows you how to grab it, if that makes sense. And if you haven't read this book, you can't understand. But I think if you don't know how to ethically use power to achieve stuff in your life, it'll be used against you. At least if you don't want to use power to... If you're not this type of people, you don't want to use power to claim stuff, just read it just so you have an idea of what power it looks like, so it doesn't get used against you. That's how I view things. So I believe everybody needs to know everything about power in 2024. Now, there are a lot more books that I've read, and I would definitely recommend to you, but these are the first ones that came in mind. So enjoy. And before you go, have you read any of those books? Let me know, and let's have a chat in the comments, actually. Until next time, peace.